Hey guys, Indigo here, coming at you with round 1 of the Grand Arena. This is season 12. It's a 3v3 Grand Arena, and let's jump right into it. I didn't get an overhead view so you could see what was in both zones, but this is the top zone. My opponent's got a JTR team, a Grievous team, and some bounty hunters up top. So let's jump right into the first team, and you can see what I do here. So his first team is this JTR team. He put his JTR on defense, which was strange. Some of the squads he put on defense were strange. He doesn't have he doesn't have Darth Revan. He doesn't have Jedi Revan, and he has a G8 no Zeta Traya. So I didn't figure he would do much on offense against me, and it looks like he just wanted to put up a full defense and just give me a hard time about it, I guess. So he put his Rey team on defense. I took mine. I went ahead and took in my Rey and BB-8, and then I used C-3PO because I wasn't really going to use him anywhere else. And he had Stick Rey. Took out his BB-8 first, but unfortunately then he did the same thing to me. So then I start working on his Stick Rey, and once I can get it down to 2-1, I figure it's my Rey against his Rey now, but I at least have C-3PO to help me, give me that extra attack in and give me the buffs and whatnot on my side and confuse her. So, I don't know, I figured that would give me the edge at least. And, I don't know, there's other teams that can take out a JTR team, but I'm not too practiced with most of them, so Mirror just seemed like it would work, and it would let me save some of the other characters for later use. I wanted to try to clear everything I could in one go. So there's that. 50 banners there. Not perfect, but good enough. Next up, he's got his bounty hunter team. He's got Boss Lead, and then he's also got Jango and Boba in there, which can be a pain. But his speeds across the board were really slow. I don't remember what the plus speed were for this, but I remember checking some of his characters on and off, and they were just like dog slow. Like 200 would be slow, and I remember seeing some of them like 160 or something stupid, like just really, really slow. So his squads weren't really modded for PvP combat. I don't know if he's just a collector or what, because you figure if you have a Traya, by the time it's 5-star, a lot of you guys had already hoarded 2 Zetas and got her to gear 11 at least, and his is 7-star, gear 8 with no Zetas. So I don't know what kind of a guild he's in that would tolerate that, but that's neither here nor there, I guess. Anyway, this is my first order, just making mincemeat out of his bounty hunter squad. You can see that I got almost all my health and protection back, and I'm just going to work on his Bosk and just trying to make it drag out a little bit so I can get those last bit of banners for First Order Stormtrooper. Maybe get all his protection back. And not quite, but 53 banners, good enough. Next up, we've got his General Grievous team with the droids. And he did have the Zeta on L3. And so that had me a little bit nervous, because I know then she equalizes health or whatever, and it can be kind of a pain for a lesser team. But this team's got a lot of punching power, and I figured they'd be able to, bang it out. They got plenty of offense, be able to knock down whatever gets in their way. And they do. I don't know of another counter. I mean, I'm not super practiced against this team. I haven't had to face it too many times, so I just go with this one. If any of you guys know any better ones, hey, comment down below and let me know. But that was CLS against that droid team. You know it works good. So we open up the back zone. I went that way. I only really needed to clear, in my mind, one zone, because I didn't think he was going to clear a single zone of mine. He's got some Phoenix back there, and then he put Imp Troopers on D. So I told you, he's not saving anything for offense. So going right through that and just figuring, let me clear 2 zones, because if he somehow gets through one of my Revan squads, maybe he'll clear 2 zones. I don't know. But here's his Phoenix. I went ahead and took my leftover Night Sisters. I didn't put these on defense for some reason. I thought I usually do, and I thought I did, but I didn't. So I've got Asajj, got Daka, and then Night Sister Spirit. And I actually kind of like using Night Sister Spirit. She's pretty powerful and gets a lot of foresight, which is nice. You got to get used to Night Sisters dying, which is kind of weird. You know, just that Asajj would die and then, oh, just rely on Daka to bring her back, you know. But once Daka died, you know, there's no one to bring her back. But it doesn't matter at that point because it's 2-2 and I got the upper hand. So now it's 1-2. And my Asajj is decently powerful and Spirit's not going anywhere. I know y'all are probably watching this like, why do you heal? Why do you do that? It's because I don't know what I'm doing with Night Sisters. I missed the whole Meta Night Sister arena phase. Skipped over them and just recently got my Night Sisters up to snuff. So I learn as I go. Not the best in the world, but 49 banners there. I'll take it. Like I said, if I can win in one, that's kind of all I needed for this guy. Because he put a lot of his offensive weapons on defense, and he didn't have a lot of the meta squads that he's going to need to take out my roster. So here I am taking out his imps. Good old Rex Wampa, and I think 5's there. Not a problem for them to take that out. Makes easy work. So done with that, you know, done with that squad. Done with his whole bottom zones. Now we're going to show you what he's got, and we'll go through the top and show you just how he did there. So this is why I said I don't know how he's going to clear one zone, you know, clear 2 zones of my board, let alone just one zone. He's got his CLS on defense, his FO on defense. He's got Rex Wampa and Nest. It's like, what's he going to use to attack me with? So for CLS, since I couldn't do a mirror match, I went with Trey, Nihilus, and then Thrawn. Figured Thrawn would be able to hopefully be fast enough to help me control the battle with his fracture and with his turn meter swap and protection up. And I'm kind of glad that I did use him instead of putting Scion in there. Because, see, I was able to throw that turn meter over to Treya, top up her protection a little bit, and then just have her isolate Chewie. And that's basically as good as a fracture for now, for all intents and purposes. Because it stops him from being able to assist and do everything when the other 2 do. And then take out Han right there in one big hit, because he's squishy enough anyway. Then I can keep going to work on Chewie while he's isolated. And remember, when you have Trey lead and you hit debuffed enemies, you'll end up healing. So that's what I did there. And then now I got Thrawn's fracture up, and it's perfect time to just fracture CLS. Isolate Chewie again and top up protection and cooldowns off Nihilus. Keep working on Chewie, but annihilate CLS. Now it's just Chewie, and he's debuffed and isolated, so don't have to really worry about him. Worked just fine. So good enough for that. Next squad up is his Rex Wampa Nest. Okay, this was interesting, and I was actually looking forward to this squad, except something happened that you may all be familiar with. I got my battle plan. I figured out what I was going to do and what turn order and moves and everything. And then I got a knock on the front door, and I had to go answer the door. and my neighbor was there, and she needed to talk and, about some things going on and whatnot. And it's like, man, I got this timer counting down on my phone that's now in my pocket. What am I going to do? Lose this battle? So my wife and I were talking to the neighbor. I excused myself for a minute, went in the other room, hurried up, hit auto battle, stuck my phone back in my pocket, and came out to this. So you can see how this works. I didn't get to do the way I wanted it. I figured Emperor could keep him stunned, and then Death Mark would help from Death Trooper, and then Scion being a top character. Once he gets held by hatred and he can get the big hits off, and he can heal himself and regain protection, he should be able to tank out Wampa and Nest and put up a good fight. So that's what I was hoping for, and thankfully that's what I came back to. I got some banners off that. But yeah, we all have to deal with those little real life things as they come up in the middle of our game time. So glad that worked out. Next up, he's got his first order there, and what I had to do, since I'll use like JTR or something on those, but since I had to go use that since he put his down and do a mirror match earlier, I figured I can try out Jango lead, and I had Jango and Boba and then Cad Bane. Figured Cad would be okay for, stuns. I got him gear 12 and he's modded decently. Don't get to use him a whole lot. So I just wanted to see how this would work and see how a Jango lead would work. The extra speed I figured would be pretty beneficial, and the burning to stop them from getting bonus turn meter would be nice to help control Kylo from giving them bonus turn meter. And like I said, you can see there with the stuns that I managed to get off and stun crew, and I activated the contract, so then things go at least a little bit smoother. They all get that bounty hunter's resolve, so that definitely helps. I don't have the Zeta on Jango lead, but I do have it on as unique, just because. But it worked out. It was a pretty neat little team. I'll be looking forward to working with the bounty hunters some more. This is what he's got in the back for me. A bunch of junk back there. I mean, Night Sisters, yeah, but some Rogue One, like without Chase though, and then leftover FO. At this point, it's just what teams do I have left that I can use to mow him down, because what he's put down isn't really a struggle for me, and it's mostly the things he should have been using for offense anyway. As of right now, and it's like 2:30, and the Grand Arena ends at 4. He's got an hour and a half, and he hasn't even touched the map, hasn't messaged me or anything. So that kind of sucks. I mean, I wouldn't expected him to win or even put up a good fight, but I like to see kind of what my defenses can do. Everyone does. Everyone wants to know, should they make any changes or do anything. But anyway, here's a Night Sister battle, and Kira Nest with Hermit Yoda can take out some Night Sisters. Nest is good to get around that taunt of zombie, which is nice, because that taunt is annoying. And Nest is, with the counterattacks, is pretty helpful, because she can get off some decent hits. And so her being able to hit for a decent chunk of change, and being able to not only daze but also to stun, is pretty helpful. And she can put up buff immunity. You don't really use that a whole lot. I mean, it can come into play on zombie, I suppose, but it's mostly useful to help keep Daka or Asajj right there in check, if you can stun them while you're waiting to take them out anyway. Because Nest will dispel on basics, so you don't have to worry about buff immunity too much. And the Master's Training helps Nest out for just survivability and whatnot. So 50 banners for that. Not the best team in the world, but now you guys know that it'll take out some Night Sisters. For this one, for his Rogue One without Chase, got just Jin with Cassian and K2. So I wanted to try this out. It was Zader lead, but with Tarkin and then Shore Trooper just to soak up some of the hits, you know, be a good tank and help with heals a little bit. I just wanted to see if I could stack up some dots and then get a good culling blade in here and there and get the job done that way. So that's what I work on doing. And of course, anyone that, you know, if you know anything about taking out Rogue One, you do want to try and get around the taunt to take Jyn out as fast as you can, because if you take anyone else out, chances are she's just going to revive them the next time she goes. So got rid of her with the AoE. Now it's just a matter of getting to Cassian when I can, getting around K2's taunt, because I keep trying to do it, but, you know, you get stuck behind that taunt. Not much you can do. And a culling blade when he's at full protection ain't going to do it either. So keep working on Cassian there. Got him red barred. And finally was able to take him out. Now it's just a matter of working on K2. Stack up some debuffs, you know, and keep hitting him down. Got plenty of time left on the clock. Now he keeps getting his protection back. I gotta go relook at his kit and all that. I think that's just part of his ability. And I do know that he can have a lot of health and protection. Like if you actually go look at his stats, even my poorly modded K2 is built like a tank. I mean, it makes just a good kind of extra tank. So he's good for that, and the fact that he keeps getting his taunt back. You know, if he doesn't have buff immunity or something, then it's pretty annoying to have to deal with. So just keep working him down, and I'm stacking the dots and stacking the debuffs. Finally get a culling blade in. 50 banners for that match. Good enough. Like I said, I just had to win in one just to make myself feel better, but I didn't think my opponent was gonna make much progress on me. Here's his leftover FO squad. Doesn't really matter because I got my imps. All you need is Veers, Stark, and range. Get the job done. And just mow them down like nothing. So that was that. It was kind of interesting. But that's it. So these aren't teams you'll probably typically face in your own Grand Arena. They're teams more usually your opponent will turn around and use for offense against you. But that was it for me. I got 2252 banners, and he still hasn't attacked yet. So he's sitting on 902. So it looks like we're going into round 2, and I'll let you guys know how the next round goes. Shout out to my buddy Mikayas. He runs a modding service. He'll go through, make sure you got the right squad compositions and the right mods on the right characters. Give your account a real nice tune-up. I'll put the link to his Discord in my description. Go ahead and check him out. Tell him Indigo sent you. Thanks for watching my video, guys. If you enjoyed the video, please give me a thumbs up, subscribe, share your comments down below, and hopefully you'll check out my other videos on my channel. Peace.